And we all thought the personal computer was the big deal. But they couldn't talk to each other. In the 90s, the internet was the big deal. In this last decade, we had Wi-Fi, but we really, not until the last 12 or 18 months, have we been able to carry around a supercomputer in our pocket with a high-speed, always-on internet connection, with a high-resolution camera, with GPS built in. And I believe a new major, what I call Cambrian explosion of life forms, and tablets are going to come out. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. It's a really exciting time, because you don't have to be a geek anymore to get this stuff. I gave my mom an iPad. She's 82. She's never used a computer before. And she loves it. Absolutely loves it. She actually sent me her first email like a week ago. She's so proud of herself. And she's like, oh, I love the iPad. I can hold it up to my eyes. You know, one day when they have a camera on it, she'll be able to call her grandkids on it. I mean, just amazing stuff. So let's dive in. So I always forget to put up my contact information. So anybody has questions or, you know, if you have questions a week later, I'm going to make it easy to get a hold of me. That's the great thing about social networking. It's not a replacement for getting face-to-face, but if it can be face-to-face, so all my contact information, where I'm at, what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, I'm trying to communicate to 25,000 Geek Squad agents, 150,000 Best Buy Blue shirts. So that's also why I do it. I'm not a narcissist. You're my fellow Minnesotans, so I serve at your pleasure, and there's my little Twitter account there. So Geek Squad, I mean, you know, it's a company is like a social network, for-profit, private social network in a way, for hire. Maybe you could call Geek Squad an anti-social network, you know, a network becomes more valuable the more members. So people ask me, how do you scale the quality and culture of a company? Well, like Facebook has 500 million members. It becomes more valuable the more people that are on it. And so does Geek Squad. We become more valuable. There's more people in more places to take care of you when your stuff fails, and it will fail. But also, the more agents that are in the Geek Squad, the more of a cohesive culture they can have. This is actually a photo taken last summer for the Iron Man 2 premiere. After work, they go out and see movies together. A lot of them live together. They've got girlfriends yet. You can always tell when a Geek Squad agent gets a boyfriend or girlfriend, their productivity just plummets. And that's really the challenge of a company, is how do we connect our people? I believe you can't manage a company of 150,000 people. And I've heard that there's a phrase called knowledge management. I can tell you, I thought coming into a gigantic corporation like Best Buy, with billions of dollars in assets and resources, would have it all figured out. They don't. Which is one reason I'm still there. If they were running perfectly, how do you manage knowledge? I mean, where is the knowledge? I believe the knowledge is in their heads. It's in the interactions they have every day. Every day working through Best Buy stores, like a miniature Blandin conference, where they're sharing, they're eating together in the lunchroom, they're exchanging ideas. How can a company tap into that? The problem with the suggestion box is that takes them away from the customer, from the work. But what if you could let the employees find answers for customers, and you could access all those searches that they do? Because if an employee is doing a search on the job for a customer, that's a different kind of privacy expectation than you searching in your home. If an employee could search, and we knew it, and a lot of employees were searching for a certain product that we don't carry, we could almost detect that we need to carry that. So there's all sorts of new, interesting ways of thinking about how to manage the knowledge. I think the only way you manage knowledge is you let employees talk to each other. And most companies, they actually don't let them do that. And I'm not talking just let them surf on Facebook, which I encourage companies to do, because if you can't trust your employees on the job, you got bigger problems than a technology problem, right? Facebook, Xbox. I just read a great quote. I'll give you the name of the book at the end. But I was reading this book by a New York Times writer, and he said, everybody says that these young kids today can't focus, they have ADD. He goes, look at any kid that plays Xbox for 3 hours. Tell me that's not focus. And you know what? I was like, damn, he's right. And they're not just my kids don't passively sit in front of the TV anymore. They're actively editing, they're uploading YouTube videos, they're making decisions in video games. The video games aren't even these simple dumb Space Invaders we used to play, they're doing complex planning with team collaboration using multimedia input. I joke with my son, who's 13, I say, you know, Connor, Xbox is actually operated by the Defense Department. You think those are fake bombs you're dropping over Afghanistan? Haven't you heard of those unmanned drones? I think it'd be a great script for a movie. I want to call it Drone. I've already filed the copyright on this, so I don't even think about it. The drone would be like, you know, kids find out that the government has actually loaded in real missions into Xbox Live, and so chaos ensues, and I'm sure Geek Squad will be the hero and savior. But this, you know, I don't care whether you're a two-person company or talking to your customers, but the promise of this technology now is that anybody can use it, and it can be used to let people talk to each other. And when employees can talk to each other, what do I mean by talk to each other? I don't mean pick up the phone. I mean find an answer, record information, like instant message on the sales floor or wherever they're at. Or for, you know, we have people in the home or in call centers. How do we tie all them together? Well, they're carrying around these wonderful devices. And how do we give them to them? Instead of saying how much does it cost to give it to them, how much does it cost us not for them to be connected? So it's beginning to shift. We're playing around with it.